want to hear the What's Up Tiger Lily story?
The what?
Very long. The What's Up Tiger Lily story.
Oh, I love Tiger Lily.
Cammy, do you know this story? Am I just left out on this?
No,
I tell it to all of my friends. At least
I don't know the story, but I know the character.
Well, let's hear it.
Okay. So this story comes from my dear friend Ethan. Now, Ethan and we used to work at Jimmy John's. Jimmy John's is kind of like Subway, but it's a lot more adequate. Like Subway, you have a lot of options. Jimmy John's, you have less options, and really the only positive is you'll get a sandwich really fast. 30 seconds, which is a skill that, as we've discussed, might help me someday, but probably won't. So, I got this from my friend Ethan, who works at Jimmy John's, but the story isn't actually about him. It's about his friend, Jake. Now, I should probably clarify, because I'm sure you all have a friend named Jake. Everyone has a friend named Jake. At Jimmy John's, we had 4 or 5 Jakes. I say 4 or 5 because it tended to fluctuate. Occasionally, we would think we were losing some Jakes, but then we'd gain more back. Like, we had to meet a quota of 5 Jakes. I don't know why. But this isn't about any of those Jakes. It's not about Jake Bonesaw McGraw. It's not about Jake Valentine. It's not about any of those Jakes. It's not about my friend's Snake, Jake the Snake. Nope, not about those Jakes. This is about my friend Ethan's friend Jake.
Snake Jake.
That's wonderful.
I love that Snake comes up twice in his fucking nickname.
So anyway, this is about my friend Ethan's friend Jake. Now, Ethan and Jake went to high school together. I should probably explain high school. High school is this place where you go... Yes, I do. It's very important. High school is this place where you go...
Outline high school to the
it's very...
thousands of American fans?
Yes. High school is this place where people go to waste at least 8 hours of their day.
Ooh.
You basically just learn how to skate by without really expending any actual effort, and then you're thrown out into the world and you have to fend for yourself somehow. Good luck! So, my friend Ethan and Jake, I shouldn't say my friend Jake, I never met the legendary Jake, which is really a tragedy. They went to high school together and they were in movie club. I should probably explain what clubs are. So you go to you go to high school for 8 hours, and then you decide you want to waste even more time. So you find some friends who all like the same thing, like say sports ball, which involves balls and sports. But this one didn't involve balls.
Hold on. I think we need to explain what sports and or balls are.
Okay,
which
so
one?
Split.
I'm gonna let you know now. I really hope you know what one of them is. I pray to God you know what one of them is.
Why would you ask that?
Sports.
Anyway, so sports are this thing where you have some balls and you throw them around on a field, and sometimes there are goals.
So what a field is it's this large patch of grass. What grass is?
The grass is like these small little plants that are actually an invasive species.
Hold on. What
Fun
plants
fact.
are?
Well, plants, actually, I couldn't come up with the scientific terms for plants, but we're getting really off topic, Split. God, stop getting me so off topic in this great story. So anyway, so Ethan and Jake were in movie club. Now, movie club was this thing. Split, I'm gonna need you to pay attention. This is very important.
There's a test at the end of the story, Split.
I'm gonna break my fucking desk.
So, movie club was this thing where Ethan and Jake and their friends would get together to watch movies and then discuss them. They would discuss things like the movie's themes. Now, a theme is like the meaning of a story. I would explain to you the theme of this story. It would involve darkness and light in the heart of man, and what does war really mean anyway? And I could probably write multiple essays about this great story. But anyway, so
this sounds like a fucking journey.
Ethan and Jake were a part of movie club. Now, one day, Jake had to go to the library because it was his turn to bring a movie for movie club.
What a library
Now,
is.
Yes, thank you for leading me into this.
How do you know what a library is? With the power of knowledge!
If you went to a library, you would know that a library is a place where where you can find information, usually in books. Now, books are like movies, but instead of being a story told visually through a series of scenes, they are told through words, which are written on pages, which are bound together into books. Books, for instance, this story would be in a large brick, preferably larger than multiple copies of Les Mis. Anyway, so...
Out of my French church!
So anyway, Jake went there not because he wanted to get a book, it was because he wanted to get a movie. For you see, at libraries you can get other forms of media, and he was going to get a DVD, which is an old form of media that existed.
I'm done.
Nope, split, I promise you, it has a great payoff.
You can't leave!
You can't leave!
Too late now, you're stuck!
You have to stay.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay.
Alright, hold on.
Alright.
Hold on. Just... Go.
Thank you. Okay, so Jake went there to get a movie. He decided he was going to borrow the movie What's Up, Tiger Lily? Now, What's Up, Tiger Lily is a Woody Allen movie, which is some kind of kung fu movie that he dubbed over with a completely different story, which I guess makes it artistic.
That is the only thing out of everything that we have explained so far that actually needed explaining. Anyways, continue.
Anyway, so Jake went back to movie club with his movie, and he and his friends watched it. They experienced feelings of enjoyment. Now, I should probably explain to you what enjoyment is. It's something you're feeling while you listen to this story, because I know you're having as much fun as I am, because you're my friend, and you love
I'm having
listening.
the time of my life, and I've never felt this way before. Yes, I swear it's true.
Exactly!
And I owe it all to you.
Stop.
I am also having the time of my life.
God.
So, they watched this movie, they experienced feelings of enjoyment, and they discussed it. Then time passed. Now, time is a linear series of events which depend on what sort of person. It could be a wibbly wobbly ball of timey-wimey stuff. That's a reference.
My God.
Wow.
Kristen,
You just dated this.
I feel like an overwhelming urge to throw you.
On what?
Please
On what?
let me finish
Elaborate.
my story first.
Yes.
Yes. Can you explain the concept of throwing to me?
No, Kristen. See, now, the concept of throwing, it's a very interesting concept. It's not quite proved yet, it's just a theory, but the idea is that you use, like, your muscles, which are things that you contract and contort, so it...
No, wait, explain this more. I don't have muscles.
I am continuing to explain. Will you please not interrupt me? Okay, so now what muscles are... Actually, Cammy, you're the buff one. Explain muscles.
There are things in your body that help you move things.
That works. Okay, now, you use your
I'm
muscles
smart. I went to Kool-Aid.
to pick up things. Now, what picking up is you wrap your hands, which are these things at the ends of your arms, which are attached to your shoulders, which are directly next to your neck, which is underneath your head. Which is...
I'm glad you clarified that for me, because I took 4 years of life drawing and I still don't know what hands are.
Exactly. So
No one does. Even if you take like 20 years, you would never know what hands are.
you
It's
just
common.
you wrap
It's common
your
sense.
hands. You wrap your hands. And you pick things up. You hold it by wrapping all of your fingers, which are at the ends of your hands, which allow you to hold things. It's very interesting.
Wow.
It's all a theory, but let me continue. So you pick this thing up, right? And you move it so fast to where when you stop gripping, which is what you're doing to hold it, it just keeps moving.
Wow!
That's because of inertia. I know that thing.
The fuck is inertia?
Dang.
Oh my god!
Guys, we are getting off track. I need to finish my story. It's very...
Excuse me, you asked me.
you for clarifying. I'm really happy that we're all willing to sit here and trust each other to explain things to each other, because this is a safe space.
Oh, I wanna die.
Anyway, so time passed, and then Jake went back to the library. It was a year later that he went back to the library. That was a very important fact. I can't believe I almost messed that up. I would have had to start the whole story over. Anyway, so Jake went back to the library, and he checked out some books. I'm not really sure what it is he checked out. Maybe he got, the one graphic novel from, like, the tiny manga section where, they have, like, Naruto #5. I don't know, they have, like, some shoujo manga you've never heard of. Maybe he got some manga, maybe he got a cookbook, maybe he got another DVD, because DVDs were still cool in the mid-2000s. I don't know. Anyway, he got these things, and then he brought them up to the counter, and he said hello to the librarian. The librarian was a woman, which I should clarify. Librarians are people who work at libraries.
I thought you were going to explain a woman.
God Christ.
If you don't understand,
almost went a very bad direction.
If you don't understand what a woman is, I cannot teach you.
Well, I don't need explaining, at least as far as I'm aware.
Anyway, so librarians are people who work in libraries. And clarify, so librarians are commonly women. And this is actually a thing that I remember being an issue, because at my high school, which I will remind you is different from this high school, we had a male librarian, and he would get very angry if you called him a librarian. He would insist he was a media specialist, which naturally meant we called him a librarian all the time. It was great. Anyway, I'm getting off track. So Jake said hello to the librarian, and the librarian said hi. And Jake said, I would like to check out these books. And the librarian said, okay, let me see your library card. And she scanned it, and then she looked at the computer, and she said, what is it? Said Jake. It says here that you never returned What's Up, Tiger Lily, said Jake. Yes, it says here that you have a fine of $11.20, and you can't check out any more library books until you pay the fine. And Jake said, oh, and the librarian said, do you want to pay the fine? And Jake said no. Split, you're not laughing. Split, I don't think you got it. Maybe you should start over. And now, you want to know what the best part about this is? The story to someone else.
What?
Now you can tell this story to someone else.
I love it. That's the best story.
Can someone in the back please bring me a person to beat the shit out of right now?
Split, do you need to explain the concept of beating the shit out of someone?
Kristen, I'm gonna throw you.
Please throw to me. Yay.
Eventually I'll come back, and since I'm not so sure that you got the point of my story, I'm gonna have to start all over again.